Hello, everyone who's watching live. Hello, everyone who's watching the replay. You are watching day 27 of 100 Days of Code with Leon Henderson. I already know you're a little bit aggressive today, but Leon, how are you doing and what is pissing you off?
Okay, I didn't expect that I would share my emotional state about coding exercises. So, but as you teased it now, I'm going to explain it. So today after work, I did my usual thing. I spun up. I started the pressing play in the web developer course, and I watched video after video, and in no video there was ever like an, an a mention. Okay, now do this on your own. Um, now try this out on your own. Now copy this. Now code along, and also no fucking um, coding exercises in between. So I was watching and watching. And I was okay. So when exactly are we going to put this into use now so I can get this into muscle memory? And that was just, it's, yeah, not just today, but over the past week, I would say there's just so much. I can't remember when I when I did the last coding exercise, basically. So much, so many new concepts piling on, and then I was like, okay, so what am I going to do today now, except for watching? I want to do some practice, and then I remembered, oh yeah, you gave me homework, um, and I started with that, and I realized that it's basically 2 sections ago, and I don't remember much of it. Um, or let's say I don't remember much of the syntax and of. I mean, I I remember the basic concepts roughly, but I'm nowhere close to being able to solve this without. I would say it's probably um, quite an easy exercise if I would have done it inside of the section when all the stuff was fresh. Um, but now I would say I would probably need 40 minutes at least to do that. I would have to do a lot of research comparing the different applications or different styles of working with promises, because there were so many different ways that code has shown, and the syntax of them and the structure is all mixed up in my head now. So I would have to look at each one of them again, find out, okay, which is the one that is closest to what I need to do in the exercise, and I would yeah, have to do um, yeah, I would have liked to do that while being in the section, um, while having it fresh on my mind. And so what I figured now is that I so I looked up. There are no more, or at least in the next 3 sections there aren't any. There aren't coding exercises. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to binge watch code videos without doing anything, without getting it into my muscle memory. So I need to get into the habit of coding along, even though it's quite boring to just copy um, what he writes and always pause the video, copy, pause. Um, but I guess that's the way I have to learn from now. And I figured that I need to do some changes in my setup to be able to do that properly, and figured those out. And yeah, actually, this whole like meta learning process was part of it, but also I can get a bit into what I learned in watching the videos today, which were about the Fetch API, about Axios, about setting headers with Axios, and a little demonstration of building a search app that fetches data from a TV show database. And yeah, the Fetch API, basically what we looked at yesterday as well. I'm trying to recall what was new today. What was new? I feel like from not implementing all the stuff from the videos, there's also less structure of how I contextualize and how I differentiate between the different learnings inside of the videos. It all becomes one giant blur. So trying to remember Fetch. Basically, just comparing the syntax to XHRs even more. It's way shorter. Yeah, and I think that just some demos demonstrating the use of it. And then also, then afterwards using Axios in comparison to that. So for Axios, we have to integrate or to put a script of the Axios library inside of the HTML body, just as we do with, for example, the how was the CSS library thing called? Let me look it up real quick. No, where it is? Where is it? Bootstrap.
Bootstrap.
Yes. Just as we had to do with Bootstrap, putting it into the HTML body, and then we can call we can do like a axios.get, and then we can insert the URL of the API, and this directly returns JSON as far as I understood it, which skips a step in the fetch way, because with fetch we have to still do response.json to get it into a JSON result. And there's also the possibility to to insert, how do I describe it, inside of the axios.get brackets, like so you have the URL, and then you can do a comma, and then you can insert, for example, a variable that you can call config, and that you can define as you can put stuff in like the header information, like which kind of basically in which way the API gets called or gets requested from, and you can also put in different parameters, which is like a params with the keyword of params, and this way you can do like very specific API requests using Axios in a very structured way that is nice to overview, or that gives you a good overview that is not too nested or too has too many commands in between. Yeah, and then there was a code demonstration of how to use that, basically building a little search app. I was happy to recognize and in between I paused and I was like, okay, what's the next step he's probably going to do? And some of them I got right. Stuff like interacting with the DOM to, for example, append the new result of the API requests into a UL, or into append it in an li and then append the li inside of a UL. Stuff like that with the query requests, or how's it called, a query selector. And yeah, and yeah, just all sorts of different dynamics inside of that. And I'm really looking forward to probably going to rewatch the past few sections completely and code along to really get the stuff, to really know what the heck I just consumed over the past few days, because it's just an overload of so much stuff that makes sense in general concepts, but I couldn't reproduce it. Yeah, but was a very nice view behind the scenes of what's happening in websites, and I also liked or a little insight I had was, okay, so if you have new content on a website without refreshing the page, it's because of API requests, or because of basically accessing data, probably through JSONs, and this way you can basically update the contents of a website without having to refresh the page. That was like, I mean, it's not groundbreaking, but for me it was like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. This is a clear distinction that I'm aware of now. And yes, stuff like this is always interesting. It's always fun. Helps me understand the bigger picture, and yeah, I think. Oh yeah, and then I started the next section where we looked into prototype, and also a little overview on the next section, which is about constructor functions, about the keyword new and stuff like that, which part of me gets a little angry that he used it before without explaining it, or without saying that this is going to be, that he is going to explain it sometime in the future. So I mean, maybe I missed that, but I'd say I'm pretty let's say alerted or aware of meta processes inside of a course, about the didactics of a course usually. So yeah, but prototypes was also fun, and then to me, like, even though I'm not happy about having not implemented or practiced actually typing out these new insights, I do feel little rushes of excitement just by watching already. But yeah, I'm part of me is like, says like, yeah, book knowledge is book smart is not the same as street smart. So yeah, but prototypes was fun, was exciting to see. I think I'm halfway through it, or halfway through the prototype stuff, which was already giving new, like, so prototypes is when, so we have these object prototypes in JavaScript, for example, arrays, or also even in HTML, like for example the body and strings, and these have these are a bit like templates, because when you write for example, write out an array, you don't have to write out all the methods that can be used on an array, that are linked to an array, and all of these are not saved inside of an array. They are basically associated with it through a let's say how's it called, to a parameter, no, maybe through a something that you can see in the console.dir or console.log, which is _proto, and inside of that, like, or linked to that, are all the methods or all the things that are related to, or that can be used with an array. And this is also and now it's also possible to put to expand this, or to, let's say, put new prototypes into an existing prototype, or new methods inside of an existing prototype, and this way you can build your own object prototypes with specific, or with special with special properties, and special use cases that can learn out of that, which was interesting as well. And yeah, it's like so many opportunities and so many possibilities. Yeah, that's what I looked into today as well.
Great. And you should still have the promise exercise, right? But you said you did not look into it yet, but we're probably going to do that tomorrow.
Exactly, yes. I mean, I
Okay.
looked into it for 7 minutes, 10 minutes, and then I realized, okay, I probably need 30 to 40 minutes for that.
Yeah.
To recap all the stuff from before. So I'm doing that tomorrow.
Would you like to have exercises for fetch and Axios and prototypes too?
Yes, that would be awesome.
Okay. Well, let's do one for each. So first of all, we're going to use the placeholder API. I'm going to send you the link. I'm going to put the link here in the comments. I'm also going to put it here in the sandbox. And basically, if you just look for JSON placeholder tidy code, then Google will give you this, or DuckDuckGo, whatever search engine you use, will give you this placeholder API. And you can use it to just learn these concepts. I use it all the time for my mentees if they should explore or demonstrate their knowledge about how to fetch data, right? So we can do two tasks here. The first one is for fetch, and the first one is fetch all the to-dos and log them out in the console. And the second task will be create a new to-do using a post request. And then the second task for Axios, or maybe third and fourth, depending on how you want to count this. But the second task is going to be to do the same, but with Axios. So get all the to-dos and log them all in the console, and then create a new to-do using a post request. And then the task for constructors is create a person that takes in a name and an age and sets the name and the age for the person. Then after you created a person, show that it was created using your constructor things for proto and dot prototype need for this. And you leave also per gram.
What do you mean by show that it was created? Like log it out in the console, or
if think about this, I think if I say too much about this, then it's going to give away the point of the exercise. So
Okay.
first try to tackle this.
But
And as always, if you struggle with this, let me know or let ChatGPT know.
yes, okay. So show in the way of proof that it was created using.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. That's what I meant. Yeah. Okay, and are there more exercises for promises that make sense as well? Because um, async JavaScript section, where it's mostly about promises, there are so many different ways of looking at promises demonstrated. That I don't know if there are maybe more exercises to promises that make sense to get it even deeper.
So just as a reminder for those that have not seen it, this is the promise exercise. So create a function that takes in the value and the time in milliseconds and returns a promise. And that function or that promise should resolve after the given time if the value is not exactly false. And if the value is exactly false, then the function should reject with the given value after the given time. And Leon just asked, okay, can we do a little more? Then sure we can. I mean, the two fetch exercises will also force you basically to work with promises, but we can expand this exercise and say, show the rejection and the resolving with a console log in all four ways, meaning try and catch, that's two, right? You can resolve and resolve and reject, two, resolve and reject using try catch, but then also using dot then and dot catch. Will also really hammer home how to that you can chain and that you can use async await.
Four ways. You showed two ways now: try and catch and then catch. Or
Yeah, sorry, I'm counting. That's why I said two per technique, right? Because you can use try catch to handle the resolving case, and you can use try catch to handle the rejecting case. You can use dot then to handle the resolving case, and you can use dot then and dot catch to handle the rejecting.
got it. So for all, okay.
For each
So
permutation,
basically, two
basically.
ways for two cases each.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay, yeah. That sounds
Nice.
great. That sounds like some structure.
Nice. Cool. Then is there anything you want to add?
No, I think that should be it for now. Yeah.
Awesome.
Should be.
Then thank you everyone for watching. As you can see, if you follow the great course by Cole Steele and you follow this stream too, then you get some free exercises that might be missing from the course. So tune in every day to have your journey also be accompanied by me and by Liam and get some extra knowledge and some extra hints. Still, the course is great, but there are some shortcomings, and our senior balances this well out for you. So if you watch this every day and you code every day, you will inevitably just learn JavaScript and really learn to speak it like a native, become a JavaScript native speaker, so to say, or a native writer. So this has been day 27 of 100 days of code with
Leon Anderson and my mentor.
Alice Mill from 10x Dev. Tune in tomorrow, same time. And if you watch the replay, come join us live or enjoy the replay. Whatever you do, both is fine. See you.
Bye bye.